We will start in a couple of minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. So hope you are all doing well at home and taking good care of yourself. So lockdown has given us the opportunity to learn, relearn, and also increase our efficiency, get our knowledge little more upgraded, get our skills enhanced. So this gives us opportunity to have more knowledge, more technology information sitting at home. In this context, we have organized this webinar today on the topic of this new world of automotive manufacturing, driving excellence with cobots with universal robots. So as you are aware that the world is facing problems because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it seems to be growing exponentially. So currently it's too early to predict the economic consequences, but it could be significant and it could be long lasting. So what is in our hand today is that everybody should be vigilant, everybody should be content, be prepared to mitigate further outbreaks. And this time, if we can utilize to learn more, to relearn more, to upgrade knowledge, to enhance our skills, and to know more about what kind of new technologies are available today. Because once the lockdown is over, we'll be back into our manufacturing operations. We'll need more technologies, we'll need more people, we'll need more products. We need to fulfill the market requirements. So in this context, today's webinar will talk about the importance of cobots in the automotive manufacturing. Cobots, as the word said, is the collaborative robot. Collaborative robots, it can act as a co-worker for you, act as a colleague for you. So if you use it efficiently, then it can increase your productivity, it can ensure your manufacturing excellence. So to talk more on that, I invite today's speaker, Mr. Manish Garg, who is the technical lead South Asia in Universal Robots, and he will take you through all the important aspects of cobots, its applications, what it needs to be done to get it deployed to your manufacturing shop floors. So over to you, Manish.
Thank you, sir. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Shekhar, for the introduction. And today we will be taking you through this webinar to guide you on the unique technology of cobots. And we will also discuss how cobots help achieving excellence in manufacturing industries. So before starting the webinar, I will also stop my video. So because I'm having some videos in my presentation, so you will all be able to see the videos nicely. So I hope everybody can hear me and you can also see the presentation. So let's start. I'm Manish Kumar Garg, technical lead at Universal Robots South Asia, and we have 3 offices in India. Headquarters is located in Bangalore, and 2 regional offices, one in Delhi NCR and another one is in Pune. So in this webinar session, we plan to provide you with the cobots related information that is easy to understand and useful for your collaborative deployments. If you have any questions, you can submit them through the Q&A window, and also we have a Q&A session after the webinar. So the today agenda is to introduce you about collaborative robots, to understand what is a human-robot collaboration, what is the difference between conventional industrial robots and cobots, safety standards, and then the application overview. I would like to start with a quick overview about our company, Universal Robots, headquartered in Denmark with global strength of over 680 employees. Our business model is through our channel partner network, and we have 700 plus of them across the globe. In South Asia, we have 14 partners covering India, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. Okay, so just checking if you can hear me clearly, and you can write down in the chat box. Okay, thank you. So Universal Robots has sold over 42,000 cobots worldwide. We have the highest cobot market share in the world at 50%. So this is a little bit history about the company and the technology as well. So year 2001, 2005, when it all started, a group of 3 college students thought the idea of collaborative robots as a way to innovate and revolutionize traditional industrial robotics and make automation accessible for large and small companies. Universal Robots was founded in 2005, and the first product came in year 2008, the 5 kg model UR5 robot, which was the first cobot across the world. Then in 2012, UR10 launched with higher payload and reach. In 2014, UR got the safety system certificate from TÜV Nord. Shortly after this, in 2015, world first tabletop cobot was launched. Major announcement took place in 2015 when Universal Robots was acquired by an American company, Teradyne. This skyrocketed UR position even further in the field of collaborative robots and automation. In 2016, ISO released technical specification on cobots. As they become increasingly popular, cobot guidelines were not existing before 2016. In the same year, Universal Robots launched UR Plus and UR Academy. These are 2 platforms which we are going to discuss later in this webinar. So the last few years, we have been seeing an increasing number of awards and lots of recognition. This is the list in front of you by MIT, which listed Universal Robots among 50 smartest company. You will notice it is on the same list with other innovative industry leaders such as Tesla, Microsoft, and Google. In 2018, our co-founder and CTO, Dr. Esben Ostergaard, was awarded the Engelberger Award. This is one of the highest robotics honor in the world and is considered the equivalent of the Nobel Prize of Robotics. So before going further, we are going to display a question on your screens. We'll wait for the answer to be captured, and later we will display the result as well. So I would request Alok to display the poll question here. So here is a question, are you already a robot user? So you can select on your screens and answer if you are already a user and you are going to use a robot and you have not used it earlier. So I think many of the people are not able to see the poll question here. So the question was, are you already a robot user? So let's see if we can capture some of the feedbacks. Alok, if you got the feedbacks, then display the result. Okay, then we continue the presentation. So now let's actually get into the subject of collaborative robots. So this is a study done by Frost and Sullivan on the 50 major disruptive technologies that you need to know about. If you look under advanced manufacturing and automation, you will see collaborative robots are featured as a transformational technology. And you can see there are some other technology as well, and collaborative robots is among all those cutting edge 50 disruptive technologies. This is an Industry 4.0 wheel designed by McKinsey and Company, which shows the levers of Industry 4.0. Under labor, you can see human-robot collaboration, or HRC, as a major aspect of Industry 4.0. HRC is the foundation of the concept of collaborative robots. And I will not show you a video of how, now show you the video of how we set up a collaborative robot. Pay close attention and you may see quite a few features of the cobots, including this HRC. So 4 boards required to mount the arm. These lightweight arms can be mounted on wall, upside down, from roof, or in case of the machine itself. Single cable from controller to robot base, providing power to the joints and communication. Controller is operating on single phase power. You can select a range of end-of-arm tools readily available, and also the customized tools. The user interface called Polyscope, and it is so user-friendly that anybody who can handle the smartphone can learn using the collaborative robots. Easy hand guiding based teaching, ready-made application wizards, easy navigation of menus, different access for operators and programmers, and safety auditors make the application safe to use. So this video has given you the fair idea of how much time do you need to implement a collaborative robot for a typical application like machine tending. So when we say collaborative robots, you may have a question what exactly we mean. Basically, cobots were created to share the same physical workspace as a human being, because cobots facilitate the idea of human-robot collaboration. The International Federation of Robotics defined 4 different levels of collaboration with robots. So first one is cell, second was is coexistence, third one is cooperation level, and fourth is responsive collaboration. So let's take first one as a cell. This is the lowest level of collaboration, where a traditional robot is fenced off from humans and operate in its own separate workspace. Coexistence is the next level, where a robot is not fenced, but the human and robot both operate in their own dedicated workspace. In the third one, cooperation levels, robots and humans work on the same part or machine at the same time, are both in motion. At the highest level of collaboration, which is responsive collaboration, the robot responds to the worker's motion in ideal time. Typically, traditional industrial robots can only work at the lowest level, while cobots allow for the highest level of truly collaborative applications. As you may already know, these are traditional industrial robots. If you compare these to the cobot you saw in the video, you will notice a lot of differences. First and foremost, you will notice that industrial robots operate in safety cages. They are bulky and take up tons of space on the shop floor, so you can only deploy them if you have space. Another aspect is user safety. We have seen industrial robot cells are surrounded with safety fences, but still, men need to go inside whenever a changeover maintenance activity is carried out, and there itself the risk present. Most of the accidents with robots happen when any human activity is getting performed inside the cell, but this is not the case with cobots. You can also see many more differences here. Industrial robots are large fixed equipments, require safety cages, designed for high volume, high speed production, difficult to change to different process or products lines. While collaborative robots are small and flexible to fit any shop floor and processes, work on about the same speed as a human worker, fast setup, easy to use, and safe alongside with your existing operators. Even though we can see the differences between these two automation approaches. So first one is the industrial robot automation, and another second one is the collaborative robot automation. But when we see the differences, we are just actually seeing the tip of the iceberg. This slide shows the difference between industrial robots versus cobots in terms of their implementation cost. So when we check about industrial robots, we need additional items like end-of-arm tooling, safety scanners, three-phase power infrastructure, fencing and guarding, light curtains, software licenses for different kind of application deployments, and then typical industrial and integration and programming, plus preventive maintenance costs. When we saw the implementation cost of the cobots, end-of-arm tooling is the only thing which is required as a additional cost. Cobots give huge saving in terms of power consumption also. For the Indian market, we calculated this as almost 6.5 lakhs of saving in 5 years of operation. This is again a huge saving which is never calculated when you are calculating your return of investments. So as far as a standard is concerned about collaborative robots, the only standard from ISO is ISO TS 15066, which is still a technical specification. ISO standard 10218-1 and 2 defines 4 different methods to achieve collaborative operation using industrial robots. And ISO TS 15066 defines the standard and guidelines only for collaborative robots. So going forward, ISO TS 15066 will become 10218-3, which is the industrial robot guidelines for collaborative operations. So there are 4 different methods used to achieve collaboration using industrial robots. So first method is safety rated monitor stop. A traditional robot is used within a fence. When a person enters, the robot is paused. When the person leaves the workspace, the robot can resume automatic operation. Calling this method collaborative seems a bit old, but the standards define it as collaborative because electricity is maintained to the robot motors while a person is present. Second method of achieving a collaboration is hand guiding. This is hand guiding as part of the robot operation. The car industry has used this method for years to place seats inside the car and to hold bumpers while operators are doing screwing. Third is the speed and separation monitoring. This method is similar to the first method, but instead of pausing the robot, the speed of the robot is decreased depending on the distance between the robot and the operator. Fourth and the last way of collaboration is power and force limiting. This method applies to the robots specifically designed for collaborative operation like UR robots. The robots are sensitive to feel resistance in the movement and thereby stop before it causes an injury. For slow speed pressure and for high speed, mass and inertia are more relevant. This is the method relevant for all types of UR cobots. Other than ISO TF 15066 standard, UR cobots has patented adjustable safety system, which allows work at ease in collaborative operation. Functions like joint speed, joint position, TCP position, tool orientation, force, momentum, and power allows to do the risk assessment of any kind of application. Universal Robot Safety System is tested in accordance with ISO 13849-1 Performance Level D and CAT3 architecture. All applied standards and certificates can be found in user manuals of Universal Robots and on the website as well. From the product line, Universal Robots come in two series, CB3 and the latest one, E series. CB3 has three models, UR3, UR5, and UR10, where 3, 5, and 10 stands for the payload capacity of the cobots. Whereas E series has 4 different models with an additional robot with 16 kg payload, which is UR16E. E series has improved sensitivity with built-in FT sensor for process applications like polishing, grinding, deburring. Also, there are some other additional functionalities added in our latest generation of robots, which makes robot to deploy for different variety of applications and also enhance the experience of the user in terms of easy navigation. 17 built-in safety functions with stopping time and stopping distance functionality. And there are some other functionalities in terms of maintenance and application deployment as well. Universal Robots has set the standard for collaborative robots with fast setup, easy programmable robots, collaborative safety, and flexible deployment. Let's see short video on each of the for better understanding. So you already have seen the setup video for Universal Cobots. So our cobots come in 2 boxes. One box contains the robot arm and the other one has the controller box. It takes approximately 1 hour to unpack the cobot, mount it, and program it for a simple task. You can see in this video how UR cobots can be easily redeployed in other production environments without changing the layout of the shop floors. So this company has a fleet of mobile robots mounted on the trolleys. Let me play this video once again. So this is the type of redeployment this company is using, mounted robots on the trolley system, and they are moving the trolleys wherever they want to deploy the cobots in different manufacturing setups.
This is a collaborative robot, also called Cobot. It's a 6-axis robot, can be used for multiple applications. Here we have the teach pendant. On the teach pendant we also have a free drive button, which we can hold in, and then we can take the robot and move it into a certain position. We can also, in our program tree, take which function we would like and put it into our program. I have now made a small pick-and-place application that I will show you.
So in the easy programming, Universal Robots has user-friendly and intuitive teach pendant, free drive option to program the robot by moving the arm with the hand, drag and drop options in the touch enabled teach pendant, and simple application wizards to develop a application directly out of the box.
One of the main advantages of cobots is the safety. This cobot has 17 built-in safety functions. We have, among the 17 safety functions, force limiting, which means that when the cobot is in action and I accidentally step in the way of it, it stops. And I can just start it again from that point in the program. Another feature is the safety planes, which can be set up to reduce the workspace of the robot so it can't collide with humans or equipment.
So for doing the risk assessment, Universal Robots is providing 17 safety functions inside the robot by default with a safety access. So only the safety team who is having the access can only changes in these safety functions. Okay, so these safety functions will always set by the default values whenever a robot is shipped from the factory. And after putting into an application, you can set the safety functions as per your risk assessment enablement, right? Okay. So by now, I hope you have noticed that instead of big bulky machines, our cobots are more like a tool that can be used to give a competitive advantage to manufacturers without any limitation for applications. So before going forward, let's take another poll. I hope this time the poll question will work for everybody, and you will be able to see this question on your screens. So which application are you thinking of automating with cobots? There are some options mentioned here in the answer. You can answer them. If you are not able to see the questions on your screen, still you can answer them in your chat box. So I will read the answer, question again. Which application are you thinking of automating with cobots? So the application examples are assembly, screw driving, injection molding, machine tending, like the CNC machine loading, unloading, packaging, palletizing, or painting, or any other application you are thinking in your mind. So after this poll question, we are taking you towards the application of collaborative robots, and we will understand how cobots are helping in developing different variety of applications. So I am able to see the all results now. 50% of you are asking about assembly, drilling, and screw driving applications. And 13% are for machine tending, 25% for packaging and palletizing, and 13% are for quality inspection. So as far as automotive industry is concerned, those assembly applications and quality inspection, machine tending, these are three major application areas we are also seeing across the globe. From application point of view, by simply changing the AND effector, it makes your cobot versatile for various applications. Now I will show you example of how your cobots being used in various applications, including assembly, dispensing, nut running, or screw driving, inspection. It can be a vision-based inspection, spray painting, and machine tending applications.
At the beginning, it was strange. Such robots are usually separated from us. And one day, it was right next to me, my new coworker. I've never had a coworker quite like this before. In the past, I did that by hand. I needed incredible precision and always the exact same pressure to get it all perfect. It's amazing that we work with such robots, even on an assembly line, side by side and hand in hand.
This application shows true human-robot collaboration, where cobots share the workspace and make sure the operation is completed with same precision and for every cycle. So you can see the video and you can see the application. These type of applications were not getting automated earlier with the help of industrial robots, because they need a safety caging and separation of workspace with human operators. So these type of applications, you need to either compromise with the quality, or you need a highly skilled labor for doing this kind of jobs. With enablement of collaborative automation, you are able to automate these kind of applications and without changing much in your assembly lines, existing assembly lines. Let's take another video. So this video is an example of zero footprint glass sealant dispensing, where operators are placing the glass and upside down mounted robot is dispensing the sealant on pre-decided profile with the precision, taking minimum space on the shop floor. So for especially these type of applications, universal robots equipped with features like constant speed at TCP motion, direct 3D to path program creation. So you can directly import the profile of the glass and select the path, and directly robot program can be created. So you can compare these type of deployments with the existing conventional deployments you must be having in your factories for these type of applications. And you can compare how much space collaborative robots are saving in, as well as how these are working hand in hand with the existing stuff. So this is the application video from Bajaj. Bajaj is our oldest customer in India, where 100 plus cobots are deployed for various applications. And there are some applications for reapering, machine tending, multi-machine tending, and there are some patented applications as well. cobot is doing the sealant dispensing.
ये फैक्ट्री लगती ही नहीं है। सब कुछ इतना शांत है यहाँ, विश्वास ही नहीं होता। इस फैक्ट्री
So this full video is available on YouTube. This is a long video, so I just trimmed the video for just you can see the collaborative robots in function. So other than these type of applications, Bajaj is using Universal Robots Cobot for all kind of HRC applications. There are some applications which Bajaj has patented with Universal Cobots, like decal applications on fuel tanks. So this is the video from FCA Automotive. This is an application area which is ergonomically tough for human operators. Other than handling the high torque nut runners, this is again ergonomically tough location for the operator to bend and do the nut running. So the application requires underbody nut running on a moving assembly conveyor. You can see the lightweight cobot mounted on a jig suspended from the top. An operator is pulling the jig and engaging it with the car body. Operator then hit the start button and cobot start its job, while other operators are also doing their assigned job parallelly. So this is the video again. I will share the video links as well. So we are also going to share this presentation or the recording with you. So you will be able to access these full videos and you can see the full utilization of the applications.
Since all programming is within the robot, there is no programming logic outside. What's more, all the electronics, robot controllers, and PLCs are integrated into the central control box, and Profinet is used to communicate with all stations. This means that any modification can be performed by us, as the programming of the robot, which is the central part, is done in-house.
El segundo beneficio sería el cambio de rol del operario.
The second benefit is changing the operator's role on this type of line, as they do not perform tasks without added value, such as moving a part from one station to the next, as this is done by the robot. This way is also much more economical than the traditional system of transporting products from one machine to the next. What's more, the operator can now access the line at any time and stop the robot. So far, this is the safety concept that we have implemented.
Se detiene el robot. De momento es el concepto de seguridad que tenemos. Actualmente esta línea ya está en producción.
This line is already in production, and we have started another project based on the same solution, but this time with 3 UR10 robots.
Our main challenge in our company is productivity. We are very much challenged in automotive with productivity. For me, the collaborative robots is really a key solution for that. It will really help us to continue to grow.
So you must have seen this in this video, how the UR10 robot, the longest reach cobot from Universal Robots, is getting used without any fences, and it works alongside with human operators. So this is the case story from Continental, Universal Robots global account. Similar to Continental, we have Ford, Fiat, and Valeo, Renault, Faurecia, etc. as our direct global accounts. They identify the projects, they buy the cobots, and they are trained to deploy the cobots in their different projects by themselves. So this is again a video of vision-based inspection. So this can be a multi-point inspection and also a entire profile inspection. So here in this video, cobots are being used for the gap inspection of doors on BMW cars to ensure the highest standard of consistency and quality that you expect from a BMW. However, you will see the cobots are not alone. There are also human working between the cobots to check that everything is running smoothly, and robots are checking the gaps based on the laser and vision system feedbacks, and the operator is checking the gaps based on the mechanical gauges. So there are 4 robots deployed for this particular application. And after the inspection, the results are getting displayed on a screen, whether all the results are okay and within the tolerance limits. So these type of applications are getting very popular nowadays in automotive industry, because we have seen in several years there were some recalls because of some loose fitted part or wrong fitted part. So there are several steps taken in automotive industry for doing the inspection, and now inspection is shifted from manual inspection to robotic or vision-based inspection. So we have done these type of applications in various plants in India as well on vision-based inspection of the jobs. So this is a video from Nissan automotive assembly lines, where you can see the robot is not doing any application, but the job of the robot is to present a component. I will play the video again. So the job of the robot is to present the component in the correct orientation to the operator, so that operator should not bothering about the moving the heavy parts, or operator can still focus on doing the best. He's taking the part in the correct orientation. The same orientation part is going into the assembly, and this is the job of the robot here.
Process of HVOF is a high temperature torch that accelerates the powder stream. The plasma gun, which is opposite of the HVOF, is to get a denser coating, which is it's a hotter flame. We weren't sure of the temperatures. We really didn't know till we got it in there and started using it. I thought it wouldn't stand it, but it did, which is still surprising to me how it would stand the.
So this is the application, like small tool room type applications where robot need reprogramming more frequently. So each and every job is different from the last one, and you need to program robot for each and every job differently. Okay, so these type of cobots are helping in maintaining the quality, and this video I put together to show you the environment conditions applicable to the cobots. So this particular environment is considered as harsh environment for the application as far as operators are concerned. But robots can work in these applications, and they are designed to work in these type of applications. As far as cobots are concerned, they are designed to work with humans, and they also work in the same type of environment. Whenever we put in the environment which is not suitable for the operators, we need protective gears, right, for the operators. Same way, cobots also need protective gears sometimes. Whenever we are putting robots in a highly dusty environment, highly humid environment, we need protective jackets for the robots. So the picture on the left side, first picture shows the application where robots have been covered with protective jackets. These are consumable protective jackets. And the application here is spraying of the adhesive. So to stop accumulating this adhesive on the robot arms, they are using the consumable type of covers. So the second application is again chemical application, and the third one is again glass seal and dispensing applications. You can see in this video, robot is hanging upside down and it has 3 different tools. And using these 3 different tools, cobot is performing 3 different actions. First action is to tighten the bolts on the chassis of on a assembly conveyor, and then dispense the sealant. Another application of this particular cobot arm is to dispense the thread lock before putting the bolts. Okay, so you can see the same robot arm, depending upon its payload capacity, can be used for different type of applications. So for a different type of applications, the capabilities in software is already present. So we are giving different type of application wizards in the arms.
जमशेदपुर में हम लोग 110 सालों से रह रहे हैं। आज हम लोग जिस फैक्ट्री में बैठे हैं इसका नाम है न्यू इंजीनियरिंग वर्क्स। ये फैक्ट्री हमने 1996 में खरीदी थी। 2 सालों तक मैंने पर्सनली प्लांट में मशीन चला के सीखा कि क्या प्रोडक्शन होता है, कैसे प्रोडक्शन होता है, और हमारी एम्बिशन यही था कि एक दिन हम भी आज के दिन वर्ल्ड क्लास मैन्युफैक्चरर्स बने। कॉमर्शियल व्हीकल का डिमांड बढ़ते जा रहा है, तो हमने सोचा कि क्यों नहीं टेक्नोलॉजी को हम लोग यूज़ करें और मशीन खरीदने के जगह हम लोग रोबो खरीदें, ताकि हमारा ऑटोमेशन भी हो जाएगा, कॉस्ट पर कंपोनेंट भी कम हो जाएगा और हम 24 आवर्स अपनी मशीन को चालू कर सकते हैं। एक दिन पता चला कि यूनिवर्सल रोबो जो कि ह्यूमन फ्रेंडली है, वो भी एक रोबो है जिसको हम लोग यूज़ कर सकते हैं।
It's been 1.5 years since we've been using UR cobots, and it's been a great experience for us. I still remember when I saw the cobot for the first time, I told my dad, this is what we need for our components. We have 2 divisions. We have like a small component division and a big component division. And for the small component division, I think there's no better robot in the country than UR cobots. When you're an SME, land is extremely valuable for you. Imagine putting these huge robots in your factory which take up so much space. You need to put a fence around. Instead of 6 machines, you will only be able to put 2 machines or 4 machines at max. But in case of UR robots, it can be fit into the space between 2 machines that you have in your factory. You just put it there, plug and play, and you're good to go.
मैंने ये देखा इस रोबो में, जैसे आप एक स्मार्टफोन यूज करते हैं आराम से, कोई परेशानी आपको नहीं होती है, उस तरह इस रोबो का यूज करेंगे, कोई परेशानी आपको नहीं होगी। ये एकदम स्मार्टफोन की तरह है। प्रोग्राम आपका इजी है और सेटअप भी इजी है, और बहुत लेस टाइम में आप इसको आराम से सेटअप कर सकते हैं।
जब मैंने न्यू इंजीनियरिंग वर्क में ज्वाइन किया तो मुझे इस काम के बारे में कोई आइडिया नहीं था। मैं धीरे धीरे काम को सीखी, सिर्फ जॉब लगाती थी, निकालती थी, बस मुझे यही काम आता था। फिर उसके बाद मैंने यूनिवर्सल रोबो भी सीखी चलाना, और ये मुझे चलाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
हम लोग अगर आज मान ली रोबोट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो मैं आदमी को बेकार नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं उन लोगों से और अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ, जैसे क्वालिटी, CMM, इंस्पेक्शन, उनको एजुकेट करना, इससे अच्छे काम में करना। आई कैन एक्सप्लोर मोर बिजनेस। करीब 40% हमारा ग्रोथ है। सपोज देर आर कंपोनेंट्स वर इन लैक्स, सो हमको बहुत सोचना पड़ता था कि हम 24 घंटा कैसे चलाएं, तो वो मैं चला पा रहा हूँ। तो ये हमारे लिए वाइबल भी है और प्रोडक्टिविटी भी हमारे हो रही है।
They are actually cobots, collaborative robots as you call them, which work side by side with my workforce on the shop floor.
हमारे जमशेदपुर में कम से कम भी 1000 SMEs फैक्ट्रीज हैं, और मैं हर लोगों को जो कि इस इंडस्ट्री में है, मैं उनको एक ही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि सब रोबो लगाएं। और रोबो लगाने के लिए सिर्फ कॉस्ट से डरे नहीं, हर आदमी को चाहिए कि वो इसका कंपैरेटिव कॉस्ट का कैलकुलेशन करे कि मैं क्या इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ और मुझे इसका क्या रिटर्न है। और मैं अपने यहाँ देखा हूँ कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट हम करते हैं उसका ROI बहुत अच्छा है। एक रोबो लगाने के बाद हमने 5 रोबो और लगाए, और फ्यूचर में भी हम और लगाने की सोच रहे हैं। आप 10 अच्छे कंपोनेंट बना सकते हैं, 100 अच्छे कंपोनेंट्स बना सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको हजारों में और लाखों में अगर बनाना होगा तो बिना ऑटोमेशन और टेक्नोलॉजी के संभव नहीं है।
So this was the case story from one of the SME customer who is located in Jamshedpur. So I think this has given you a fair idea about cobots getting used in machine tending applications, where within the same layout where earlier one operator was loading two different machineries or two operators are loading two different machineries, same activity can be done by a cobot mounted in between of two machineries. So not only in automobile and FMCG, universal robots arms are also very popular in non-conventional applications. Cobots are also getting used in making dosa and omelets in restaurants. Cobots are acting as co-pilots. Cobots perform a job of a cameraman here in this picture. So all these applications are only possible because of the ease of use, easily redeployable features, the flexible robot arm, which has almost all the joints, flexibility of 360-degree plus minus motions, and rest all the safety features which in cobots are presenting in front of the integrator. So these are the links for some of the automotive industry applications. We deployed our robots for multiple different applications. Here are some of the large Indian customers we have. You will notice they are all from completely different industries and exploring completely different applications. So we are not playing these videos, each and every one, but all of them are available on YouTube. I place a link on each and every case story to access the videos. But as you know, the mission of Universal Robots is to make automation easy and accessible for small scale companies too. In this slide, you can see some of the SMEs and even MSMEs customers in India who have been able to use this revolutionary technology with ease on the shop floors. Some of these companies have only a manpower of 10 people and very small shop floors. Still, they are using and deployed cobots, and they are benefiting from the collaborative automation. The next video is from Mahindra and Mahindra plant and will be the last video of today's session.
A lot of disruptions are happening in auto industry. To survive, we need to do continuous improvement, do better than what we were doing yesterday. I have been working here last 25 years. Our focus is mainly on the quality piece. Whichever is critical to quality, we want to automate it. One of our team member gave a thought, can we go for a collaborative robo? We can implement online and it can work with our associates. It's not only the sealant application or the tightening application. There is a camera which checks the quality and it gets recorded. We are able to real-time monitor the Kobo performance also. It is very safe, easy to teach, very flexible. When Kobo is working with them, people are loving it.
रोबोट बरोबर काम करताना आम्हाला एकतर वेगळं फिलिंग येतं, कारण आतापर्यंत आम्ही ऑपरेटरशी कंपॅरिझन करत होतो. आता असं आहे का आम्ही मशीनशी कंपॅरिझन करतो. मशीनचं काम ॲक्युरेसीमध्ये असतं, 100% क्वालिटी असते. त्या क्वालिटीतच आम्ही काम करतो आणि त्याच्या स्पीडने आम्ही काम करतो. त्याचा एक वेगळा आनंद आम्हाला मिळतो.
Going forward, we want to explore how we can implement cobot more and more. Future is enormous. We all have to continuously improve with respect to what we were doing yesterday.
So this video basically displayed the different application deployability of a cobot. So in other videos also you have seen a single cobot arm is doing multiple activities. So in this particular application, a camera is also implemented to offset the path of the program and also to check the inspection and to do the inspection of the profiles and the bolts. Now we will get into our Universal Robots Plus ecosystem. So as you know, any robot itself is a partial machinery. We need to add it with a tool, interface it with a machine, a conveyor, or a vision system. These are the accessories required to prepare a full solution. So basically, the UR Plus ecosystem is a platform of third-party created products that are tested and certified to work with our cobots. The idea is to make automation even more easier and time-saving for you. These are all plug and play, and you can produce instantly. Recently, we have launched UR Plus certified application kits, where, for example, if anyone is interested in polishing application, they can buy this application kit as a plug and play solution with UR cobots. Similarly, we certified components and accessories to build application. Okay. So the key benefits of Universal Robots Plus ecosystem to our customers are less investigation and shorten decision-making time. Second is avoid reinventing the wheel, which will make deployments of projects faster. Products are tested and certified by Universal Robots. So this is Universal Robots Plus platform is on your Universal Robots website. You can go and have a look at what type of accessories, what type of features, softwares, what type of additional grippers available on that platform. Last topic of today is Universal Robots Academy. This is the education sharing platform by Universal Robots, where we are giving trainings to our customers, to our partners across the globe. So under Universal Robots Academy, we have two different types of training. First is e-learning and another one is in-classroom trainings. So first level of learning with under UR Academy is online training. Anybody can go to our website and have access to this training. And this is again free of cost. Okay, so anybody can make a login and undergo the e-learning modules. Level 2 is core training, which is a 2-day program, and it is a classroom training. And then if anybody want to take a deep dive in collaborative robots, then the level 3 of advanced training and industrial communications and interface training is also there. So with the belief of UR in making robot automation accessible, safe, and easy to use for all level of industries, we are good for taking the questions now. So there is a question coming. There are 3-4 questions on the same application. Have cobots used in arc welding application? So as I said in the webinar, like there is no any application limitation for as far as cobot arm has been considered. Okay, so we have used our robots for arc welding applications as well. So you can directly mount a welding torch on the cobot, and the MIG welding type of and TIG welding type of applications can be done by a cobot arm. So there is a question from Mr. Samir. Do you have any experience of using cobots in 4-wheeler passenger vehicle crankshaft pick and place operation? So we do have the experience of crankshaft pick and place application for 2-wheeler industry. And for four-wheeler industry, if the payload of the crankshaft is within the range of, let's say, below 8 kilograms, or if we consider a UR16E below 12 kilograms, then it can be automated with a cobot. Because we have a payload capacity up to 16 kg. So whatever, and this 16 kg is including the job of the job weight and the gripper weight. So if we design a gripper within 3 kg or 2 kg weight range, then we still can handle a payload range of 12 to 13 kg. So there is another one question: can we use cobots in the furnace area? So the ambient temperature requirement for deploying cobots is 0 to 50 degrees centigrade. Okay, so if you are going to put robots in an area where the ambient temperature is above 50 degrees centigrade, we need protective covers for the, or heat reflective covers for the cobots. So the only agenda is to provide a environment of like ambient environment of 0 to 50 degrees centigrade for the cobot operation. So again, question related to arc welding. For arc welding applications, which power source are you using? So these robots are having a functionality to communicate on Ethernet-based communication protocols. There are 4 different types of communication protocols: TCP/IP, Modbus TCP, Profinet, and Ethernet TCP/IP. So any device which can communicate on these communication protocols. Plus, we are also giving discrete IOs in the control box itself. So discrete IOs consisting of digital input outputs and analog input outputs. So any of the power source which is not a actual robotic power source can also be integrated using digital IOs and analog IOs. So Mr. VV Kamath is asking, any inputs you would like to provide on after sales service? So this is again a very good question. I was about to, I was expecting this question. So universal robot cobot arms are maintenance free cobot arms. So they don't need any kind of lubrication. They don't need any kind of battery replacement. Okay, over the period of let's say for the lifetime of the cobot deployments. So the greasing inside the gears are always present, and it is only happening when these are getting assembled in the factory. But still, after deploying these cobot arms at your factory, you need any kind of after sales service. This is provided through our distributors. So whoever installed the robot can only provide you the service from as far as you have a requirement of changing anything inside in the robots. So that service we provide using our distributors. And Universal Robots Tech team will always work as a escalated support. So there is another question: how fast is the on-site deployment if we select cobot for any application? So in India, we have seen the deployments as fast as 1 day. Cobots are readily available and out of the box ready for several applications. So I mentioned we are giving application-based wizards And there is a UR Plus platform where you can directly select different devices to integrate with different applications. And across the globe, we have Universal Robots developers who develop different applications using cobots. So usually, solution building takes more time than the physical installation. And that solution building time can also be reduced to the minimum using different platforms available at Universal Robots website. Next question is, what is the running cost of the cobot? So if we consider running cost of the cobot, first cost is maintenance. So with cobots, the maintenance cost is very less or negligible, because these cobots only require vision-based inspection, or let's say all the bolts are tightened properly. So basically is a housekeeping activity required for as a running cost. As far as power consumption, we are taking very less power. So UR3 is 100 watts, UR5 is 150 watts, and UR10 is 250 watts. So the typical power consumption of these cobots is very less. And during our presentation, I displayed over a period of 5 years operation, the cost saving in terms of use is more than 6.5 lakhs. Next question is, has the cobots been tested on moving conveyors? Yes. So by default, we are giving the functionality to track 2 different conveyors at 2 different speeds. So you need to just integrate them with the conveyors using an encoder. It can also be, again, an analog or digital encoder. Both type of encoders can be used, and robots start following the conveyors. Next question is the cobot positioning, tightening the bolt in the running assembly conveyor 10 meters per minute. So if you are asking that conveyor is running at 10 meters per minute, is the cobot capable of tightening the bolts? Yes. So that is possible depending upon the robot reach. So if the conveyor is running too fast, then you need to add another robot arm to complete the bolt tightening, because it depends on the number of bolts as well. So if only 1 bolt or 2 bolts, so we need to check the cycle times, length of the bolt, positioning of the bolt. Everything will consider as the parameter of this application, but it is doable. Another question is whether cobots introduced with auto screw feeders in the assembly lines at any industries. Yes, we can. We have multiple case stories like Lear. So Lear is using our cobots to assemble their automotive parts, and there are 3 different types of scenarios available for screw driving applications, where screws can be presented remotely, screws can be directly fed inside through the screw driver itself. So these both 3 types of scenarios are possible. Another question again from screw driving application: can co-robots apply 30 to 45 Newton meter torquing application? So again, good question related to this application. So actual tightening torque will be provided by the tool which is mounted on the cobot, and cobot will handle the reaction force. So we have tested our cobot arms up to 150 Newton meter of tightening torque. So with a UR10, 100 Newton meter is possible. With a UR16, 150 Newton meter of torquing is possible. Have your cobots been used with Atlas Copcore Netrunner? Yes, we are mostly using Atlas Copcore Desorter, and there are many other Netrunners available. Next question is, please tell which language is used in programming these cobots. So usually if you run the robot using a teach pendant, you don't need to know about any programming language. But the application we developed on Python and UR programming language, which is called UR script, is very similar to Python. But for a user operator, you need not to learn any kind of programming language. It's just an application. You need to just drag and drop the menus, and your programming for the robot will be ready. Next question, what type of software do you integrate in the cobots? So we have several softwares like simulation softwares available on UR+. These can be integrated with cobots to do a offline programming or also online simulation. Next question, is the software included in the overall price of the cobot? Yes. So cobot, whatever the price tag is available with cobot, it is with all the default options, right? So we don't have any additional software, any additional functionality. Whatever we develop inside the cobot software, it is included in the package. Next question is about what is the repeatability accuracy in cobots. So as far as if you are asking about the positional accuracy and the path repeatability, we have two generations of robots. Third generation has the repeatability of 100 microns, and fifth generation, the E-series cobots are 30 microns and 50 microns. So Mr. Parag is asking, teaching spray patterns to robots as per job geometry is possible? Yes. So we have using our cobots for different types of adhesive spraying, and also in paint shops, we are using our cobots for powder coating and dispensing applications. So we are teaching our cobots for different geometries, and depending upon that, and also depending upon the DFT requirement, speed and pattern can be decided. So another question here is, have you done any proof of concept for painted part rectification process using cobots? So if the question is not clear, so are you asking about the inspection of painted parts using cobots? So whenever, if you are asking about inspection of any parts, any different types of profiles using cobots, we can do inspection. There is no any limitation of doing the inspection of or rectification process of using cobots, but it is limited on the if you are able to define the process. So let's say if you are inspecting a painted part and you are inspecting a dent and a scratch. So if you are able to define the scratch, the vision system can be to capture that as a defect. Okay, I understood your question, sir, Mr. Subbu Rajan. You are asking for scuffing of painted parts. So actually, cobots are designed or deployed for the applications which are very repetitive. So they can't take decision by itself, right? So the scuffing process for painted part is kind of very manual intensive. So there may be 10 different jobs, and on the job number 2, 3, 4, you don't need any rectification, and some other parts you need rectification. So if we can identify these gaps using any kind of vision system, then cobot can be deployed for these type of applications as well. So similar application Bajaj has deployed for pasting the decals on the fuel tanks, and there they have used the force control of universal robots. So this is again internal function of these cobots to apply force, and that amount of force required for that particular application can also be variable. So another question here is, you said the cobots allow flexible deployment. What exactly does that mean? So in industry, we have seen a lot of changes, right? Product life cycles are now very small, and investing in automation, keeping future needs is becoming very critical, right? So cobots are considered as a tool in the industry, which is not limited for single application. Just change the tool and create a new program. The dispensing robot will start acting as a nut running robot, and nut running robot will start acting as a spraying robot. Okay, so the applications which earlier were not running 24/7 and were very typical and very tough for automation can also be automated with collaborative robots nowadays. So using the feature of flexible redeployment, you can mount the same robot arm among different variety of applications, and you can use them 24/7. So another question here is, you said the cobots allow for flexible redeployment. Okay, so this is the repeat question. I already answered it. So next question, Mr. Prashant want to use in a pick and place application, what will be the maximum range and maximum load carrying capacity? So the maximum load carrying capacity is 16 kg, but the reach of that robot is 900 mm is the radial reach. And the maximum reach with a cobot you can get is up to 1300 mm. Okay, so it is a radial reach of the robot. So all joints can rotate plus minus 360 degrees. So the robot can work one side 1300 mm and another side also again 1300 mm. Next question, which automotive plants are using cobots in India? So far we have deployed cobots in many of the automobile plants, and some of them are Bajaj, Honda, TVS, Hero MotoCorp, Royal Enfield, Mahindra, Maruti Suzuki, Ford, Kia Motors, John Deere tractors, and there are some many more automobile industries. So what is the main difference between normal UR series and UR E series? Okay, so normal UR series means this is a third generation UR cobots, and E series is our fifth generation UR cobots, which was launched in 2018 with some added functionalities in terms of hardware and also in terms of software. So when we say about the repeatability, E series robots are more accurate and having a repeatability of 30 microns with a inbuilt FT sensor in the tool, which will enable these cobots to put in process applications like deburring, polishing, grinding very easily because they have the sense of touch in the tool itself. Other than these application-based functionalities, the E-series robots are also having additional safety functions like stopping distance and stopping time. And there are some user UX level differences as well to make the user experience more So Mr. Prasanjit is asking what are the variable costs associated with cobots and if you can quantify the range of the costs. Sir, if you can give me the example of a application, we can do the study of variable costs. So because the major cost, maximum time, the major cost of a automation is the cobot, but it also depends what is the application. Sometimes the same cobot is doing 3 different applications, includes a remote control. It also includes a vision camera. So the cost will be doubled sometimes. So the variable cost can only be defined if you give an example of any application. We can place applications generally needs a cobot and a gripper, and basic level integration facility is already available with the cobot.
Hello, are there any more questions? Hello, Manish?
I think we don't have any more questions.
Yeah. No more questions. We can conclude it here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So even if you have more questions, you can send emails as mentioned in the chat. Universal Robots will be happy to answer them. So we thank you all of you for your time, for joining this webinar today. It was an interesting session. Thanks, Manish, for a very insightful talk on the cobots. I'm sure they will have a varied application range even in the Indian industry, and that can be a part of our Make in India campaign. So meanwhile, let's all collectively plan for the best and prepare for the worst trajectories. So do take care of yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye. So can we conclude here?
Yeah, we can conclude here, Shekhar. Thank you very much.
Manish, if you have a last word to say.
Yeah, thank you for all to attend the webinar today. And you can directly send your queries and questions to the email ID mentioned in the chat box. And we will be happy to answer all your queries.
Manish, you can just repeat your email ID here.
So the email ID is avin@universal-robots.com.
Yeah, okay. Email ID is mentioned in the chat box. So everyone, please take a note of it. So please take this information with you. Work on it. And when the lockdown is over, that information will be quite of great help to you in your shop floor operations. So all the best to you. Again, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.